Well, we've got a pretty exciting pro bike for you here today because this is the Scott Plasma of Kimberley Morrison, who is absolutely renowned for her impressive biking, regularly out biking and posting the fastest bike splits in the female pro races, and even actually out biking Daniel Riff in the past. Well, I'm really interested to see just how she's doing that and what bike she is riding to all that success. So let's take a closer look. Well, first of all, this comes in a very vibrant fluoro colour, which I absolutely love, and also with matching decals on the wheels. So straight up, big thumbs up from us there. But this is actually the Scott Plasma 5 frame, which has evolved a little bit over the years, most notably in how it's become a little bit more specific and adaptable for triathletes. And we can see this quite obviously on the front end, where the base bar or the stem region is actually raised ever so slightly and then really integrated and built into this hydration system, which is built around that cockpit. And that's not the only interesting thing here. We've got a lot of additional changes that Kim has made through use of her own sponsors and their equipment. So let's start on the cockpit because that is quite cool. Now, Kim is a regular on the TT road scene in the UK. She's posted some ridiculous 10 mile, 25 mile, 50 mile, and even 100 mile times out there. Now, obviously, this is all credit to her incredible bike strength, but also through her real detail with aerodynamics. Now, that has all come through her collaboration and sponsorship with Drag to Zero, actually. So, Drag to Zero is a British-based company set up by Simon Smart. Now, Simon Smart is, well, a pretty clever guy, to say the least. He's really helped the development of a number of bikes out there, and including wheels such as the Envy wheels. Now, we'll see a number of the Drag to Zero parts and influence throughout this bike, but one of which is you can see here on the base bar. So this is the proprietary base bar by Profile Design, comes standard with the Scott Plasma bike. It's a really simple, flat profile base bar, but she's removed the bar tape from there, which I'd imagine is something that Drag to Zero has probably suggested, showing through their wind tunnel testing. So we've just got sandpaper here, so just adding that grip to that base bar, particularly when you're coming out the swim with wet hands. And then on top of those, we've actually got these adapters, also by Drag to Zero, which allow this slight angle in the elbow cups, and then the elbow cups themselves also Drag to Zero, which have got this really nice curvature. We can see it comes up really quite high, not only to allow the athletes to feel secure in the aero bars and in the elbow cups, but it also allows the athletes to push out ever so slightly with their elbows. And for what I understand through the testing and everything, that also allows them then to drop their scapula, their neck, their head, and just get that little bit more aero with that. So really nice, clean setup there. We've also got the Profile Design bottle, which comes standard with the bike, fits really nicely in around this base bar and aero bar setup. And also you can remove that, but also fill it on the go. So you've got a little opening on the top here. Just use a standard bottle, shove that in, fill that up. And then between these bars, we've got hidden away here a Wahoo element bolt, but also in matching colors with the frame. Well, now let's move on to the bit that you're probably all dying for me to chat about. Well, at least I am anyway. The chain set. This is a whopping 58 tooth chain ring, and one by for that matter, which I'm going to put out there. I think that's pretty bold for this course because we're here at the Ironman European Championships in Frankfurt. I've been and recce'd the course. It's got 1,500 meters of elevation change, and some of those hills, they're not massive, but they're not small at the same time. So I'll be really interested to see how this plays out for her, how she finds it. Now, in addition to that, she's actually got a chain guide. Now, this is from Drag to Zero. It's 3D printed. It's got a really nice aero shape and design to it. It's all connected to a Quark crank and power meter. It's got a crank length of 170 here, and then pedals. She's got the Look Keo Blade carbon pedals. Now, you see, you've got a rather nice looking gold chain here, and that is a new partner of Kim's, actually. She's got the KMC chain, and then on the back, to complement her 58 tooth chain ring, she's got an 1128 cassette. So 28 tooth cassette should be okay for some of these climbs, but I will be really interested to see how that 58-28 works out for her. And then below that, we just got the SRAM red ETAP rear mech and just some standard jockey wheels with that. We're now moving on to the wheels, and Kim is an MV ambassador. This is another thing that's come through her partnership with Simon Smart from Drag to Zero. He's worked on a number of brands, as mentioned before, and one of which he's really heavily invested a lot of research and development into is Envy. So safely say they are very fast wheels. Now, she's got the 7.8 front wheel on, and she's opted for a disc for this course, but don't take too close a look at this one because she's actually had to quickly change it before this race. I guess that's just one of the issues with traveling as a pro triathlete and maybe falling into mechanicals and having issues. She's had to quickly change that before race day, unfortunately not on brand. But let's take a close look at the tyres here, because she's got the brand new Continental Grand Prix 5000 tyres. They're in 25mm width. She's running them in clincher with latex tubes inside, and she's going to be running something in the region of 100 to 110 PSI for race day. We're now moving on to all the extra gubbins on this bike. So we've got this Elite Chrono aero bottle on the down tube, which seems to be a very popular option with the pros. But behind that, we've got this Drag to Zero box, which kind of almost fills that space coming off the aero bottle. But really nice design, really well fitted to this frame. I assume it's been designed specifically for the Scott Plasma. But this little lid here would actually detach and remove, so you can actually store your spares in there for race day. So really nice feature. Something I didn't mention before is actually the bento box here. Now this actually fits perfectly with the hydration system, so really nice clean lines there, and that's just a nice rubberized material, so you can easily just store some gels in there and get to on race day. In terms of the saddle she's using, she's got the ISM PS 1.0, so it's that split nose 2-prong saddle design, allowing you to really perch on the edge of those, but interestingly in quite a nicely set back position, which we often see triathletes opting for a really forward position to get really aggressive and open up the hips and whatnot. But with, I guess, Kim racing a lot of TTs and maybe trying to stay UCI legal, she's gone for that setback option, but also obviously working for herself and her own position. And then on the back of that, we got the X-Lab Super Wing. So this is allowing a 2-bottle setup. So that just attaches nicely off the back rails of the ISM saddle. Well, I've got to say, this bike is absolutely stunning. Oh, sorry, I've got to do that after Fraser's previous pro bike. But no, it really is. It's absolutely amazing. I've really enjoyed going through the intricacies of her bike and her setup and all the work that she's done with Drag to Zero here with the Scott Plasma. But actually, it's been really cool to almost revisit a pro bike with Kim, because my first ever pro bike with Global Triathlon Network was with Kim's Giant Trinity. So hopefully I've come on a little bit since then. But if you would like to see that, obviously with the previous bike sponsor, that was a Giant Trinity back then. You can see that by clicking on a front wheel down there. And if you've enjoyed this video today, please do hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more videos from GTN, please don't forget to hit the globe and subscribe to the channel.